Hey, everybody. If you offend easily, well, come on in. I've got something for everyone. No, seriously, apparently it is just that easy for me to offend people. And there are days I feel like doing something about that, and then there are days I don't feel like doing a damn thing about that. Some days I want to put in the extra effort to be a nicer person, to be a better person, and then some days my actual nature takes over. I come to the realization that I'm just not a decent human being. And then I go off on someone who really deserves it. And that's always been my MO. I don't know why the older I'm getting, the more I seem to act like there's something wrong with me being true to myself. I mean, I've never cared about being really liked. Not to that degree. To sit here and try and please people. I mean, I acknowledge that the older I'm getting, the worse I seem to be getting. But I really don't want to care. There's a whole wave of people that aren't worried about the future as much as they are the here and now, and I think I've gotten there. No, I know I've gotten there. I don't There's no planning for the future. None, not really. By the time everything you've planned goes into effect, the rules will have changed and none of it will have frickin' counted. Don't believe me? Ask the people who have paid into programs that they're now not. I try not to do this on a channel. I've been trying not to. So, yet again today, the orange cat across the street came to hang out and play with me. And that's good because he's really sweet. But he wouldn't come across to my side of the street. And I realized it's because my cat was sitting underneath the neighbor's truck. And he didn't want to cross into her territory. And I don't blame him because she's not nice either. She's not nice. And apparently she pays for it too because I saw a big old. She got messed up inside of her ear. It's healing. You can see that it's healing cleanly, but she's still mad if you go near it. And it's big. Ooh. But it is healing. You can see it's cleanly healing. I don't need to do anything. She's fine. She's fine. She even scratches at it herself, okay? It's big, but it's good. I swear. So, but I went through a whole wave of depression that got really bad because God, the older I'm getting, the harder it is to find something to chill about. Like, I wish it wasn't that way. And I don't know if it's just, I was made this way. I was taught this way. I chose to be. I don't even know anymore. I don't know how it happened. I just know I'm obnoxious and people don't like me. And I don't care anymore. I don't care. I can't see anymore. I really didn't. I cared for a little while. I don't anymore. And the depression I went through was me being really hard on myself for being the way that I am, which it's my default setting. Why am I resisting it? So I took a weekend to just say to hell with it. Like, y'all, I ate what I wanted. I slept as long as I wanted. I didn't do any damn chores I didn't feel like doing, which doesn't really sound like a change in usual, but they're honestly not hard chores. But I let my husband, the wonderful Saint Alan, help me a lot more like he's wont to do on the regular basis. I mean, how many husbands argue with me about who gets to do the chores, okay? Like, it's an actual issue in the house of who gets to do them. Not who wants to do them, who gets to do them. Like, it's some sort of privilege to get to clean the house. And I know you'd sit there and say, why don't you just let him do it? Because I can't handle my own sense of guilt. Which is probably why he does it too. Like, and even that we're trying to be nice to the other person so much as we're trying to feel better about ourselves. I think, although I think St. Alan does it to help me. It's just as much about me as it is to appease any sense of, oh my God, I'm watching someone work and I'm doing nothing. Yeah, no. If y'all don't know that feeling, then good for y'all. Lucky y'all. Okay, I'm still covered in Frank's hair from brushing him this morning. Yes, I know I'm squirreling all over the place. Oh, okay, we're just gonna leave that there. But y'all, after a whole weekend of just saying to hell with it, I lost 3 pounds now. Somehow. I mean, I ain't do no exercise, no walking, no yoga, no nothing. I slept and ate whatever I wanted, ignoring any semblance of diet, including fasting, or not that I was calorie counting so much as I was just watching what I ate. I can eat as much couscous as I want, but not as much potato as I want, you know? And that's actually a lot easier than calorie counting. Just eat the food you want, but eat a healthier version of it. You know, if you like steak, have you some good steak. You know, have a salad with it instead of that baked potato. I cut carbs out a lot. I would be keto, except I don't pay enough attention to be true keto. And then I have moments where I just must have that sweet. Not this past weekend. I ate whatever I wanted and didn't give a damn. I decided I had been struggling with things I must do for long enough, and hell with it. And I lost weight, and I caught up on my sleep. I also went and got more psych meds and more hormones. Apparently, there's this lovely little thing they like to give you called progesterone on top of the estrogen patch, and it helped. It didn't help that I'm also weaning off of one of my other meds by choice. I don't forgot why I took it. Well, not forgot, but it's no longer relevant why I was taking it, so I decided to get off of it because nobody was taking me off of it, so I took the responsibility. So anyway, I'm almost done with that med. I'm like weaning off every other day, and I'm weaning onto the progesterone, so it's like switcheroo, which is great because one's balancing out the lack of the other one. So needless to say, I'm in a better energy level, which is why y'all are getting a video. I'm not saying I feel all the way great, like, ooh, Lord, y'all. Yesterday I got in another depressed mood, and I ended up having to go to St. Allen and go and just getting a hug, squeezing a butt, you know, the good stuff. So, anyway, while I've been talking, I had a card fall out of my deck. For those who haven't been watching, go back and watch. It's the Tarot of the Divine. Keep up with it. So, this one fell out in reverse position. It is the Three of Swords from the Tarot of the Divine, and it came up in the reverse position. So let's see. I'm reading from the book because of all of its multicultural aspects, and if I pronounce anything wrong, as always, go ahead and be nice to me about it in the comments, because I don't read them. St. Allen reads them, and y'all be nice to St. Allen. Anyway, Three of Swords, the Crane Wife, Japan, Japanese fairy tale. The Three of Swords represents betrayal. The Crane Wife asks her husband for privacy, but he spies on her, only to discover she was hurting herself to help him. His spying was treacherous, but so was her inability to trust him with her secret. Jesus. Wow, that's so brutal. Wow. In reverse, it's overcoming grief, optimism, reconciliation, forgiveness, and seeking help. Well, apparently I'm in a better place, like I said, because I'm getting my hormones on right, and I'm mindfully uncaring. You know, it's a struggle. For as much of a Karen as I am, you'd swear that I didn't care as much as I do, but I actually care. And that's good, because I've calmed down. Mindfully caring. Oh, wow. Four of Cups. It's a pretty card. Very pretty card. All right, Four of Cups, and it's in reverse. So let's see what it is. The Nightingale, Denmark, Danish folktale. Really? I'd have guessed it was Danish. The Four of Cups represents romanticizing bad choices while ignoring the good alternatives before you. You feel called out. It's coveting what is superficially better, neglecting a plain nightingale who can actually sing away death. Wow, I'm going to have to just go read these folk tales. Oh my God. So in reverse position, it is motivation, opportunity, optimism, restlessness, and boredom. Y'all, okay, it's time. I'm being told it's time to get off my keister and do something finally, which is good. Apparently I was just waiting for the right energy to come along. And that's important. That's important. You know, the right energy can take you in many powerful directions once you harness it. And that's why it's so important for it to be the right energy, because you will be harnessing it. You will be using it. And you want good tools, not broken tools. Maybe that's why it told me to wait. Either way, I'm being told to motivate. It's time to get up and do. And that's 2 cards in a row, y'all. Third one, in reverse, Page of Swords. So, upright position, pause the video, and then now, Page of Swords. That That is Wands. Page of Swords. Princess Paradisi. Parazadi. God, if I pronounce incorrectly, I apologize. Anatolia, Arabic folktale. Page of Swords represents youthful intelligence. Princess Parazade uses her wit to succeed where others have failed, her optimism intact throughout it all. She is a harbinger of new beginnings and new ideas for herself and those around her. So in reverse, it is bluntness, cynicism, defensiveness, sullenness, all talk. Yeah, I'm feeling called out. So if I was unsure if this was meant for me or not, no, it's definitely me. So let's see what it wants me to start. Can it give me a more direct answer on, okay, you have my attention, I'm here, I know what I want to start, but it's still not quite the right time frame yet. Do you mean what I think you mean? Has the future changed? Because it's prone to constantly, like, I could do this reading in an hour and get a whole different answer. So, but as of right now, and this is why we don't do the readings too often, what am I supposed to do? And you see how I randomly cut this deck. All right, 10 of coins. In reverse. Everything's coming up in reverse, but it seems like the end of... Well, let me read before I say anything. Panhu, China, Yao legend. The 10 of coins represents the hard-earned rewards of a difficult venture. The story of Panhu celebrates the lineage that benefits from his hard work. The hardships he once endured allow him to appreciate his good fortune and retire surrounded by his progeny. Reversed, financial disaster, disputes, instability, broken traditions. Well, apparently I'm supposed to work on the financial situation, and I did have something in the circumstances involved. Another one in reverse. 5 of Wands. Yeah, I'm going to let this be the last one, too. 5 of Wands, the Pandavas, India, Sanskrit epic poem. The 5 of Wands is represented here by the Pandavas, 5 brothers who embody unity in the face of conflict. The 5 brothers have been known to bicker and play fight, but they also care deeply for one another. The resolution to their strife only comes from good communication. In reversed, it is compromise, peace, harmony, resolution, and conflict avoidance. Wow. All right. One more. We're going to give it an extra good shuffle and shuffle. And we mix it up really good to pull the most random card. And we just had a whole bunch fall out, and I'm going to ignore them because sometimes cards falling out is just cards falling out. But I'm getting some very good news today, and it's obviously meant for me. So, last one. To summarize, in reverse, the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups in reverse. So apparently there's a resolution. The Snow Queen, Denmark, Danish fairy tale. The 6 of Cups evokes a nostalgia for sweeter times. Kai and Gerda are best friends as children, but when Kai is struck with depression, he leaves with the Snow Queen. Through many adventures, Gerda saves him, but by then, innocence is gone. In reverse, it is the future, letting go, leaving home, rose-tinted glasses. So at this point, I am being told to put my ass in gear, get things in motion, start doing the work towards a financial situation, because apparently there are aspects of what was and what will be, which is interesting considering I started this off talking about live for the present, that are ready to resolve, but I'm not necessarily seeing reunion. So on one hand, yes, I'm supposed to get my finances and start doing that. So I got to start the website going. And I know what I'm going to do. I just hadn't actually started it yet. It's time to start it. On the other hand, it looks like I'm resolving a conflict with someone, which is interesting because out of the ones I thought it would be, apparently it is not. Which is good because I'm actually not... You know, last week I was really convinced that maybe I was wrong. But, and I'm probably wrong. But there's still a large part of me that feels like feels like I still feel valid. I still feel valid, y'all. I still feel valid. I can sit there and wonder if I'm wrong all I want because of the reactions I'm getting. And then I can sit there and still feel as if I had a point and it was really important to hear it. We're going to see. In the meantime, folks, if you got a cold reading out of this, good for you. In the meantime, that's been your reading. Bye, y'all.